Yeah, 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 yeah. In the sun we're planting dreams, digging deep in earth's rich seams. In the laughing, sharing joy, in the feel-good garden of sweet glory. Nature's love we intertwine. With every seed the world's divine. Feel the rhythm, let it grow. In the feel-good garden, let love flow. With every flower, every fruit, happiness we take root.
Well, we had a committee meeting last week, and usually there's 3 wheelbarrows kept by here. But 2 of them, they were completely broken, no good. So anyway, we decided to buy 2 shiny new ones. So they've already been in use. So I thought it's easier if I get my compost from the cart with a wheelbarrow rather than my trolley. So let's give it a go. I've got this Grow Sure compost, and it was at our local B&M store. I only needed 2 bags, but they were on offer, £5.99 each, or 3 for £15. So I bought the 3. I just hope they're not going to be too heavy to wheel now. Well, I think I'm going to be okay. We're going downhill here, so not too bad. I'm just going to keep hold of the wheelbarrow.
Strolling through the garden, sunshine on my face.
In my last video, I showed you me potting on the Calabrese broccoli. Well, since then, I put up this staging along here, the racking rather, and to give me some more space. So I've put my potting on thingy by there, and got a little bit of space left, but not a lot. So I'm going to be putting some more staging up later on where the sweet potatoes are. So, but I need to dig those up first, so I'll have to manage with what I've got for now. But I have got this hanging shelf, which will come in handy till I put the other staging up, because I want to dig up those sweet potatoes before the frost sets in. They're already starting to die back a bit, and now, round about now, is an ideal time to dig them up. Once the leaves start turning yellow and they start dying back, they have been eaten a lot by caterpillars. I just put another one outside. So there's the Calabrese broccoli that I sowed on the 1st of October, and I potted them on, and they're coming along lovely. So I also did some cabbages. So there's the cabbages there. So they're starting to grow as well. We've got the peas there for pea shoots, and they're the sugar snap peas. So I'll be cutting some of those off today because I'm doing cut and come again. And then we've got the lettuce plants up there, and the broad beans. Well, I think they're ready to go out now. Well, I cleared all the bamboo, put that away, and I've bagged up all the metal frame, so that's ready to go to the recycling centre. And I've just turned this bed around now, so I'm just about to get Doug now to make sure he's happy with the position I've got it in before I hammer it down into the ground. Mind, we have our club root in here, mind, Doug. Do you know what I think? We use the compost that was in the compost bay, our own compost. I might have put the club root plants in there because I never knew much about it then, you know. That's the only thing I can think of. So that's the one bed almost prepared. We're going to shift the rest of that compost into here because we'll continue the trenching up there, because that's where the beans will be going next year. And we might even have room for another little bed down by there. So along here is where I'll be walking to do all the planting and weeding. So I've got some wood chip there, so I'm going to make a little pathway by here.
Out in the garden, colors shining bright.
In my last video, I filled the one trench in, and we've got another trench here. This is where we're going to be growing the runner beans. So I'm going to fill that in now, and then I'm going to plant those broad beans. Those black bags there are the leaves I just collected from John and Sandra's. Well, I was out having lunch with a group of friends today, and she was saying about the leaf problem in a garden coming from this tree that belongs to the neighbour next door. She said, oh, we got all these leaves all over the garden. And I said, do you want me to come there and sweep them up for you? I don't mind. And I mentioned it to our next door neighbour, who happened to be out at the out his friend at the time, and he said, oh, I've got a leaf blower come collector you can borrow. So I'm going to give it a go now. I've never used one before, so this should be fun. So if I have any problems, I've still got my garden rake with me, my leaf rake, you know. So let's give it a go. Well, I'm not sure it's going to be any quicker, but it does chop the leaves up. So what I think I'll do is rake them all up and maybe then chop them up with this. I think that'll be quicker actually, because I think I'm going to be here a while. I'll try a bit longer. Yeah. John, whose garden this is, said that it's probably better if the leaves are dry. So it probably is. So we leave this for a minute. I'm going to go back to my rake and then maybe come back to this end to chop them up, because they will break down a lot quicker if they're chopped up. I'm going to go back to the way I did it last week, because I think that'll be a lot quicker, to be honest. Oh, look at that. That's much quicker. So kind of my neighbour to lend us his thing. I think, though, if the leaves were dry, I think it'd be absolutely amazing. But because these leaves are so wet with all the rain we've had, it's going to take forever with them to pick them up. But it'd be great to chop them up, wouldn't it? Now these leaves are oak leaves, and oak leaves to make leaf mould, I think, are the best. And so I jumped at the chance when she said she had all these oak leaves in the garden. I don't mind doing a friend a favour. Works both ways, doesn't it? So I'm just going to pick out the twiggy parts, because they're going to take forever to break down. And they can always be bagged up separately. Deg's busy waterproofing the roof on the shed, because we've had a bit of a leak. So in this bed here are the remainder of the Savoy cabbages, and we've also got a garlic chive plant. So I'm going to pick some of the leaves off there, because they'll do to go on a meal, and I'm going to dig the garlic chives up. Then these plants will be dug up so that I can plant in the broad beans. They're long overdue to be planted in now. But I'm just going to do half the bed, because over this side were the Calabrese broccoli, and we kept the main head off ages ago, but they're still producing little side shoots of broccoli. So I'm reluctant to dig them up, and also I want to save the seeds as well. So they're just starting to pod up now. So yeah, every couple of weeks I get a nice picking off, enough for a meal for 4. So I'm not going to take those up yet. I'm going to dig these up, put some manure compost on here, rake that over, and then I'm going to plant the broad beans. Should be plenty of roots on them. In fact, I don't know if the pot I've got is going to be big enough. Oh. The pot I've got is not going to be big enough, so I'll just put it to one side and then I'll pot it up in a bit and I find a bigger pot. There's a lot of white flies with this cabbage, so I'm hoping it's not going to affect the broad beans, because I was hoping to net those up. We haven't had enough cold weather to kill those off yet, really, have we? So what I'll do, I'll just pick out the best of these when I get home, because some of these are just full of holes, so I probably wouldn't eat those. Actually, I think these were collie, not Savoy cabbage. They were the Savoy cabbage over there. I can see the leaves now. So I might actually leave those there and see if I can just work on this half of the bed. Collie leaves are edible. Right, I won't dig that one up at all. I'll leave that because it's got some cabbage leaves coming back on there. And I think that'll do. They might do a turn till my other cabbage starts growing properly. I've got some well-rotted manure here, so I'm going to use the no-dig method and put some manure on here and rake it on the top. Look at the roots on those, lovely long roots on those. Right, so I'm going to space them out as best I can. Perhaps do a little bit of a stagger, depending on how many I've got. Right, some of these aren't germinated, but I'll have a little check to see if there's any movement on them. No, it didn't look like. These were later to germinate than the other ones. Those two are quite late germinating, but hopefully they'll come. Right, so we can put that one up the top there. Now there's nothing at all in these that are set, although there are some roots there. I'm not sure if there's any broad beans in there though. Let's have a little look. No, if there was, they've all rotted away, so we'll just pop the soil on the bed.
In the shed, I pop the seeds, getting ready for the sun indeed. Soon the spark, oh what a sight, colors blooming, a pure delight. We're so in love.
In this bed, we've got kohlrabi, and I was after a nice big one today, so I managed to pull this one up because I'm going to try that roasted. I've not tried it roasted before, so I'll chop off the root and chop off the leaves. Every part of the kohlrabi is edible, and you can use the leaves like you would with spinach, and even roots, you can chop those up and put it in stews and casseroles. So the smaller one, I'm going to chop off the root and the leaves, peel it, and then that's nice grated up on salads. So take those home today. It's nice to still be harvesting in November, isn't it? Along here is our herb bed, and I thought with the winter months coming, although the sage is perennial, it does die back a bit, and now we're usually struggling to find some sage for stuffing. So I thought what I do is dig up some of the plants, because I got quite a few plants here. So I'll dig up a few plants and make a little herb garden. So I'm going to dig up some sage, some chives, and some thyme. So that'll be the starters. Then I'm going to check on the rosemary and see if the roots have taken since I took some cuttings back a few weeks ago. So we'll have a look at those as well. So if they've taken, they can go in the little herb garden as well. And then what I'll do, I'll pop that in the polytunnel and I'll see how they go through the winter, see if they survive better than the ones outdoors. Because the chives, they seem to die right back, so we don't seem to get any chives in the winter. They do come back again in the spring, but I thought if I can overwinter them, we can have chives all winter then, so we'll give that a go anyway. In this container, I've put some spent potato compost in there, and what I'll do, pop the herbs on the top, and then I'll cover them then with some fresh compost once we're in the polytunnel, so it's not too heavy to carry. So I've got my eye on this chive plant. It's only a small plant, but I thought I'd dig that up first. Oh, it seems quite well rooted, because we've got one to the side of it, so we've still got another one there. So that's the chives. So if I pop that by there, then we're after a nice sage plant. That's quite a nice bushy one there. We've got quite a few in here. Yeah, we'll dig that one up because we've got one to the side of it by there. I'm trying to get as many roots as possible. Perhaps if I just pull it. Oh, we'll pop that there. Otherwise, the leaves are already starting to die back on some of these, so I might pull up another one as well. So that's quite a good one by there. We'll pull that one up. There's a good root system on there. So we'll have two of those, and then we'll have some thyme now then. I think I'll take up some of this thyme by here. They're quite well established now, these herbs. Oh, it smells gorgeous. Right, so that's one thyme plant. Pop that back in there, you never know, might root again. So I put them in the pot now. I just need to top dress now with some manure compost or some ordinary compost when I get in the polytunnel. I'll use the rest of this bag, and then some of the new compost I brought down today. In fact, that could be planted down a bit deeper to hide some of those twigs. So we'll put that down a bit deeper, I think. And then I might get some new plants from there. Right, let's see how these rosemary cuttings are doing. So there's the rosemary cuttings that I took a few weeks ago. Oh, right, lovely. And we've got some roots on there, look. So we'll, oh, that one looks a bit rotten. So we'll, oh no, it's not rotten, is it? It's a hormone rooting pot. Oh, they have not rooted very well, actually. Oh, yes, they have. They've got roots on them. Right, let's pop those in there then. So we'll put one in there. And there's a little root on there. So we'll pop one by there. And has that got any roots? Well, it's still alive, so we might have a chance. So I popped it in amongst the potato buckets, the ones I haven't emptied out yet. So this herb bed can be moved around as and when, because hopefully we'll be planting some of those cabbages and broccoli in these beds once the potato pots have gone. This elephant garlic is desperate to go in. There's shoots coming up and plenty of roots on there. It's the elephant garlic I dug up from plot 1, and I've kept it in some water and it's all shooting. It's got roots and shoots, so I thought I'd plant it in here. I did have some peas growing up here, and if I can take this all out in one piece, then I can keep that and put it somewhere else, maybe even in the polytunnel, and grow some peas up there. But I'm not sure if it's going to come out in one piece. So I'm going to pull this up now. Underneath there, we've got some calendula growing. And they're just seeds I just chucked in there, and they've started to grow. So I thought I'd dig those out and put them in a container and make some space here. I've got loads of forget-me-nots growing here. So if I can dig that back a bit and make a bit more room to plant the garlic. I don't know if I'm going to get it all in here. I'll plant some anyway, and any I've got left over, I'll have to find a little space somewhere else. Right, let's see if I can get this out in one go without breaking it. Oh, I made this as I went along in here. You might have seen the video where I made it, but I'm not sure it's going to come out in one piece, to be honest. Be nice if it does, but don't hold your breath. Oh well, it folds up nice. Folds up nice and small. Oh god, I think I'm going to have to start all over again if I'm going to reuse this. Right, I'll take this down by the polytunnel there, and if I can make use of it, I will. Right then, let's see what I can do here. Now the problem is I've got mint over by there, and I don't want it taking over this section here where I'm planting the elephant garlic, but I'll have to keep that in check. So I'll dig up the calendula first. They're only little seedlings, but I may be able to overwinter them. These are going to be in the way, these forget-me-nots, so I'll pop those to one side, and they can be planted up somewhere else later on. It's nice that they all come out in clumps. So if I put them on the edge of the beds, then they may thrive by there. So I'll just split this bulb up, and I'll just pop them where they're going to be planted. So so really they're about 6 to 8 inches apart, and if I stagger them a little bit, I might get a few more in then.
Sun shines bright, digging with joy from morning till night. Onions and garlic, we're sowing the seeds, nurturing dreams turned into our needs. Gardens of flavor, roots intertwined, planting together, everything's fine.
Right, I'm after some spring onions, so I think I'll just dig up this little clump by here. Oh, a few more than I really wanted, but they'll be okay. They'll keep in the fridge. There we are, nice spring onions. So not a bad little harvest. We've got some cabbage leaves, albeit they're cauliflower leaves, but you can still eat those. Got some cauliflower leaves, we got some kohlrabi, we've got some spring onions, and we got some sage for stuffing. So it's nice to still be harvesting in November, isn't it? Thanks for watching.